What's up? Sounds going here again. Hold up. Astro, what's up? There we go. Come on, I muted my speakers here. Dude, what's up? Save the cryptos. You see what I titled this stream? Poverty. Hello again, my old friend. Yeah, a pretty shitty time for me to be out last little bit. But we're here. So, we talk about it. Nice timing. Is it nice timing, Yanni? I don't know. I can't even get into my chat box. Hold on one second here. After I got hacked, I put two-factor on everything. And so, like, stupid stuff, like logging in to be able to chat on Restream. I have two-factor. All right, there we go. Yanni, test. There we go. N7. All right, perfect. We made it back. Welcome to the Goat Rodeo. I'd like to have everyone just take a moment and welcome poverty back into our lives. A strange but familiar bedfellow, poverty. Good shit. So how's everybody? A bullish retest of poverty? Scoob. That's right. I'm just waiting for people to pop in. On Uber right now on my way home. Yeah, dude, I miss being here. Welcome, welcome back, poverty. Corey, and I'll slow down just so you can get home. Interestingly, a nice little jump off the bottom for the S&P. 40 points. The S&P is not bad. Bid on 19.6. I don't know, man. That's it. That feels high. That feels high. I got a pile of cash waiting to deploy at 13K. I got a pile of cash waiting to deploy. Things are so bad, I'm drinking my lunch. Can't afford real food anymore. Just protein shakes. Anyway, just kind of letting people filter in. Oh, you can watch in the Uber while driving. Nice. 12's looking juicy. Yeah, so we're going to go through it, guys. We're going to talk through everything we need to talk through. I've got a lot to catch up on, and it's mainly going to be macro because that's what we've really missed. And there's no real easy way to get into this. There's no real easy way to talk about this, but like I say all the time, okay? You have to block out the noise. You have to block out the noise. The noise can be right, but you cannot get yourself wrapped up in that bullshit, man. Like, you can't. You will do irrational, stupid things at inflection points. Like, you just can't do it. Brian, yes, we are heavy on the poverty. I'm really sorry, guys. I know, like, Brian, I haven't seen you as much in Discord, but I haven't really been in Discord, so you could have been dropping dimes in there, and I wouldn't even know. But, yeah, it's an interesting time now. So let's start through it here, and try to take an objective view of what's going on, at least as best we can, okay? We've been making fun of you in the Discord. Glad you didn't see it. I mean, yeah, it totally makes sense. Makes sense. I would too. Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I've been out of the Century for 2 weeks, which has been extraordinarily costly for me because I haven't been able to watch, I haven't been able to follow, and that pretty much sucks. But I'm deleting a lot of these lines. I'm deleting anything that's not relevant at the moment. Okay. So this shit doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This shit doesn't matter. That shit doesn't matter. That I'll keep there. You're going to go, really, Jared? You're going to leave a line at 65? Yeah, I am. That was our breakdown level. This is another breakdown level. So these areas are the ones that I was like, yo, we better hold 36.9 to 37.5 or we're going down lower. And here we are. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Bri, I don't blame you on that, man. I do not blame you. So let's put a dash there. I'm going to change this from dash to hella thickness and green because it matters the most right now, in my opinion. So let's see. Did I get everything? I can get rid of that. Oops. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That doesn't matter anymore. That really doesn't matter anymore. Okay. So we pretty much cleared out our chart as best we can. The V mid area we thought would hold didn't, so I'll take this DTL off as well. Fitting title. Yeah, delete the higher ones for at least a couple years. For sure. For sure. For those of you who are in the Discord, particularly on the research teams, I posted a chart this morning that is probably the most alpha that I have to give right now for this, and I'll try to translate it here. I'm not going to give away all of it, but part of it on what I expect to have happen. If you're in the Discord, go check it out because it's literally the one thing you should be looking at right now. So, Fico Miko, what a name. Oh, lower music. Yeah, so I had to turn, I had to mess with this a little bit. So yes, I absolutely can. Since it's been a while, my shit's all uncalibrated. Yeah, so if the music is off, or if I sound off, or you can't hear me, please let me know. Whenever I don't stream for weeks like this, I'm flying blind. All right, so let me say this really quick. I'm gonna delete all this shit because it doesn't matter. We'll come back to it. I was talking to a very good friend of mine who manages money. A very good friend of mine who manages money. Oh, Fico Mako, second in line. Hey, what's up, Taylor? And he said he's been on the phone with people and they've been bitching like their brains out. Like, this fucking bullshit. I've lost 15 grand since yada, 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 or whatever it is. And like using raw numbers. And he's like, you know, yes, poverty's back. Welcome, my old friends. But if I said to you, from pre-COVID to now, if I would have talked to you at the start of 2020 and I said to you in mid 2022, you're going to be up 20%. I mean, hell, to start the day, it was more like 25%. So whatever. Would you have taken that over a year and a half? And most people would say, yes, I would take 20% over a year and a half. So we just have got some really, really bizarre expectations on what is or is not the super cycle. Okay. And so, you know, is it the crypto super cycle? Is it the risk asset super cycle? Whatever it is. But let's get back and talk about the uber depressing shit that's going on right now. I do have areas here, but really this is the one line that I'm going to put on here. The one thing I want you guys to take a look at, because I think right now it's the most important, and that's this VPVR. This is a 3-day chart. We have this area here, guys, that I cannot even begin to tell you what happens if this area breaks down. And this is, if you only hear one thing from me today, I hope it's this. If we lose this area, this 29 area, we will go from 29 to 20,000 in a candle. And it might not stop until 13. Okay? It might not stop until 13. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, Adastra. There aren't. No, Link Marines, dude. I'm not fucking around here. There's a reason why I'm opening with something that is scary and not fun to speak about. Because I always want you to see both sides of this. So, Akorian, I agree that 19.6 is the level. What I don't agree with, and no, see, I don't think you do bid there. I don't think you do bid there, because I think if that happens, you're going to see cascading liquidations that probably don't stop until 13 grand. You are going to see, there are so many liquidation levels that will be hit and caused forced selling on the way down. That, yes, the technical level is 20K. I've had 20K circled forever, but the manner in which we're getting there, it would be so quick and so violent that you would see a fucking mega overshoot. Quite frankly, guys, I think it would look like this. More than in the 10K candle, that's right. Like, potentially, okay? The level here on the COVID breakdown, I mean, look, I watched this day live. I'm sure a lot of you did too. I can walk you through it, okay? My son at the time was, 2 years old. And we went to Bass Pro Shops. There's a Bass Pro Shops by my house, which I don't love Bass Pro Shops. However, they do have a bunch of like animals and shit that are stuffed. And we got a 2-year-old, like the waterfall and all that stuff. It was a Sunday. And I went to Bass Pro Shops and I was like, this is good for my son. He can walk around. There's a fish tank. He can jump in the boats. He has a blast. And I'm sitting there watching chart. And I'm like, nah, dude, it has to stop here. Everything says it'll stop here. Everything says it'll stop here. Here's this level. Here's that level. Like, whatever it is. I got to go back over here. Like, just to look at this shit on the 4-hour. Okay, Tesla, what's up, brother? I'm trying to get back to the March of 20 capitulation because I really want you guys to understand what happens when mega fucking levels get taken out, because it's not like anything you've ever seen. Okay? There were so many reasons that this should have stopped in this way, and it was just a runaway the entire time. It was, okay, yeah, there should be support here. You got a little bit of a pop, and then all of a sudden it was boom. And guys, these are fucking 4-hour candles. This was not a wick down. This was, okay, this is bad. Okay, what's happening here? What's happening? Bam. This was literally a day worth, where even when we got down to here, I was like, 6,000, this has to hold. Okay, there's no way this doesn't hold. Look at these levels. Look at these levels over here. Everything logically that you say was like 6,000. Like, this is an overshoot. So even when we got to here from a previous level, that looked pretty good. And it just kept going. It kept on fucking going. We got down to sub $4,000 Bitcoin. The level was far different than that. It was an overshoot forced by liquidations. And so I say this now to go, all right, Jared, why you fucking added the fear of God in here? Because I think it's worth having the conversation that what's terrible about crypto is that massive multi-trillion-dollar organization is not going to step in to save this thing if it runs off the fucking rails. It just won't. Okay? There is no BlackRock stepping in to stop shit from happening. Our BlackRock was fucking Arthur Hayes, who turned off trading at BitMEX. Okay? That was it. That's right. And like, yeah, so dude, I was looking on BitMEX, looking at how prices were thousands of dollars off. Okay? Thousands of dollars off. Yeah, couldn't rectify. And then finally, like, it ended up going back to where it should have after like a month of figuring that shit out. See, Brian, that's exactly right. And that's why What Brian just said was there seems to be so much systemic risk. We break below 20,000 with Sailor, LFG, etc. It kind of needs to be defended. And so, in my opinion, based on where we are now, where we sit at this moment, I think that if there is an area that has to be defended, it has to be defended between 29 and 31. And if it doesn't happen there, you will start to see liquidation cascades in this area. And that's why I pulled up this VPVR. So you can actually see that there is nobody home, guys. There is literally nobody fucking home in this entire area. Again, VPVR is volume traded at a certain price, okay? So how many people have traded at that price through that area? Look at this. Look where the majority of volume has ever been traded. It's 13, 12. Even through all of this run up, that's not a lot, okay? That's not a lot. And this breakout from 20K, I remember, like, no joke, I remember the breakout from 20K just as well as I remember the breakdown on March 20. I was messaging with Gainsey on Telegram, and he was like euphoric because he had been waiting for this for years and was like, oh my God, I can't believe we made it. And it was like that 20 to 40 breakout that like didn't make sense. But literally it was buying only and they ripped right through this zone. It was the markup period. I say that because that means no one is holding bags in here, okay? No one is holding bags in there. There's no one to defend that spot. If we get into it, and any sort of liquidation cascade occurs, it is going to be wham faster than you could ever imagine, okay? So don't think for a second that you're like, nah, I'll just blindly place bids on the way down, because there were people on that day, on March of 20, who had those bids in areas like, 66, 6,800, 7,000, whatever it was, that got liquidated on 2x, 3x leverage, particularly on BitMEX, because crazy shit happened. All right. Now, I think there's a strong possibility we get a battle between 29 and 31. Between 29 and 31. And Akorian just kind of said it, right? Sailor will be margin called above. There's a bunch of reasons why 29 to 31 should be defended. And right now, it's really all you should be looking at. It's all you should be looking at right now is this area, my green line, where it says institutional buy level. And when I mean institutional buy level, I don't mean that it's like demand. What I mean is like, that's where a lot of people have to step in to defend that motherfucker. Because if it doesn't, the scenario that I'm talking about will happen. This is not like, well, maybe we just kind of dip our toes in here and mess around. No. Okay. No. There will be a liquidation event that absolutely destroys everything. So, that's pretty easy. We said all along, if this bear flag failed, that's what would happen. Well, guess what, guys? The bear flag broke down, right? Bear flag broke down. These Dated Monkeys, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to be back. So we saw the breakdown in the bear flag. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting a text. My wife never calls or texts me during the day, ever, because we're in the same house, and she just called me twice and texted me, so sorry. If you're going to trade, yeah. Dude, so we're going to get into ETH in a second, dude. Ethereum, you've seen a lot of bulls, like formerly Bitcoin bulls, And just a lot of people that have been in the space for a while are like, fuck it, man. I'm going to Ethereum because it's easier to trade. There's less bullshit. And in a lot of ways, they're right. These Dated Monkeys, dude, you're in Mexico. First off, it's amazing. I wish I was there with you. I haven't really streamed in 2 weeks. I had some personal stuff go on with childcare. I streamed 2 weeks ago today, and that was it. I've not streamed since, so I'm happy to be back. But yeah, it's been pretty shitty. So this level, look, I don't know if you have TradingView or not, but if you do, look at these lines. 1, 2, boom. Drop an alert in. Thank you, Sunday. Drop an alert in, right click. I don't even know what my alert says. Oh, there we go. All right. See, this is what my alert says. This will text me when that's hit. Someone needs to buy or we are fucked. Okay. And that's pretty much, how I feel. So that if we hit that level, that's what will be shot to me. And it's going to be I don't care what I'm doing. I could be in the middle of church. I could be at a funeral. I could be at a wedding. At that moment, I'm managing my positions. And that's what you should do too. Sunday War, thank you so much, man, for dropping in the subs for those people. For those of you who now have subs that didn't have before, you can join the Discord and get into the subscriber chat, which I'll be honest with you is where most of the best content is coming from now. I'll drop a link in here so you can come check it out. But yeah, so you connect your Twitch account to your Discord profile, you get access to the subscriber room, which quite frankly is one of the better alpha rooms in crypto, where you see a lot of very smart people who trade real money, who know what they're doing, discussing how to handle these things, like Akorian, like Shady, like Scoob, like Sunday, like Brian, a bunch of people. So you should join it if you just got gifted a sub, because quite frankly, it's probably as good as you're going to get right now for managing this on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, we're back. Set your charts. Set your lines with an alert. Yes, I do have this line down here that's based off of, I think, the daily, maybe the weekly. Yeah, off the weekly. So there's a theoretical bottom here as well on the channel. I don't put a lot of stock in that. I really don't. I don't put a lot of stock in that. I would rather see that area held. And quite frankly, look at this. I don't even know. Check this shit out. Boom. On the weekly, this is about that level right now on weekly. 3-day, it drops lower. Daily is what I'm talking about. Damn. So we knew we were robbing Peter to pay Paul when we printed money out of our asses. We just did. And we got to pay that piper. The interesting part, and maybe I'm off on this. The interesting part was we literally had the Fed decision of 50 basis points. In the Q&A after that, Powell was asked, what about 75 basis point hikes instead of 50? And he said, that's not even something we're considering. And that's what caused the market to rip. That's essentially what gave us this pump right here off the bottoms. Whoop. Up to 39.9. And then the next day, Cinco de Mayo, bam. We've literally been down only ever since. And we've been down only for now, going on our 7th week on Bitcoin. So not a lot to love about where we are now. The interesting thing is, this does not look similar to me as the bottom last July, which again, we hit that bottom, right? If you were hanging out, we were hanging out last summer streaming. There was probably 1/10 of the amount of you who hang out now. So it was just me and like 8 of my closest friends. And we talked about this bottom. And it does not look the same. It does not. If anything, this is more of like the plunge down forming. but I do not see very much to be positive about in that. Quite frankly, the most positive thing in crypto right now is somehow this. Good God, look at this thing. Through this volatility, I'm looking at the SPX. The VIX on for the standard market is 33.66 right now, and ETH BTC we're going to stay at 0.073. Really interesting relative strength out of ETH BTC. Very, very interesting relative strength that this has been able to hold for as long as it has. I mean, look at this thing, just hanging out. If we finally get, some sort of risk off, Corian is right. It's going to be far easier to trade Ethereum than it is Bitcoin. And it's kind of getting near that point right now. Interestingly, Ethereum's always been easier to trade. In my opinion, it's actually been the leader of this entire move the whole time. Yeah. And so I'd be curious if you were to place another line here, it would be here for me on Ethereum, that 2150, 21.6, because we held it once before. Hey, what's up, Highlander? I gotta reset the chart here. The wild part, so Adaster just asked, what does the VPVR look like on Ethereum? And it actually is far more evenly distributed through that entire move up, which I don't know if is good or not. So I think there's more there on ETH BTC than there is on BTC. Still, the 2000, this area, I mean, the equivalent of the break area is here, 1700. So we're still $600 away from that. But there is enough, that void on Ethereum is down here under $1,000. See, nobody traded that breakout, and then it's been pretty evenly distributed holding and buying from that point on. So if you got that true breakdown to 12 grand, like we were talking about, I actually would expect that to hold far better in Ethereum as versus where it was pre-breakout, closer to that 800 than, what it was last time Bitcoin was there, which was $200. Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing about this, guys. Look at this. The point of control on Ethereum is $132. The most volume traded at a price for Ethereum is $132. Just think about that for a moment before you think, oh, there's no way, man. There's no way that it's going to go that far. Uh-huh. What's the view app on Bitcoin? $25. I'll go here and make it a little bit better. $4 grand. That's about right. That's about right. So again, take that for what it is. I think the thing that seems most logical is this area to come back on the S&P, right? Doesn't it? I think it does. Turn down my tunes. It is a parabolic breakdown. I mean, look at that. Look at that. A 50% retrace from the COVID lows to the highs is right in the middle, essentially where we broke down from. And you don't think it's possible? Ooh, lad. The funny thing about this is I like the falling wedge pattern as a bottoming pattern, but this is a falling wedge bottom test into nothing. Into literally nothing. There's no reason why this should hold. The only thing that you could even possibly say is that there was this gap up and they just filled the gap. Right? That gap had really never been touched from April of last year. I don't think that's enough for the market to bottom on. And yeah, you know what? Gold does look good still. So we got that going for us, which makes sense that it would just kind of hang out in spite of the strength of the dollar. Now, somebody a little bit ago, I forget who it was. I apologize. I was just trying to get back into this. Was saying that the dollar actually looks like it's trying to top, which I agree. But we've been saying that for a while here, guys. Like the sequence of events of things that need to happen for things to get better is like dollar gets better, S&P catches a bid. I mean, yeah, so you're right. Scoob just said that BTC continues to rug. How are these shorts getting away with this? My understanding is that open interest isn't that crazy right now, where people are shorting. People are just selling their spot Bitcoin, which is worse. It's far worse. Yeah. I mean, that's the same level I said too, wasn't it, Aquarian? Yeah, same deal. Right here. So there's some comments in the chat. Yeah. So Brian, let me go back. So I said it's not even perps, it's spot. And Brian said I agree. Might be because derivatives already capitulated, now panic spot selling, which I think's right. I think that's what's happening right now. I don't think you're seeing people leverage or using perps to short the bottom here. One, it's stupid. And two, like, who's left? These Dated Monkeys is saying that the administration wants to roll into 2024 with a booming economy. I disagree. I would love to say that I thought they were that smart. They're not, like they're just not. So they're pretty damn dumb. And I think that's giving them far too much credit because think about it. We're 6 months away. 3 days less than 6 months from election day. Right now, you are going to see, if the election were held today, we would go from a Democratic House and Senate to complete Republican. You would see the House and the Senate both flip from Democrats to Republicans. if it were held today. And so, yeah, maybe 2 years gives you a chance at the presidency, but like that's not going to matter. Am I frozen for anybody else? Can you guys hear me still? Nice. Frozen, but you can hear me still. All right, let's see if I can do this. And we're back. That's weird. I haven't had that happen in a while. I forget my train of thought there, but voice but no video. Okay. It would be very bad for the present administration if all of a sudden there's a Republican supermajority, and it would just, quite frankly, it would be worse for everybody. If it's a Republican Congress and a Democratic president, literally nothing will get done. So that's not good for the economy or anyone. But right now, that's what we're looking at. So I would love to say that like they're that devious, that they're trying to manipulate themselves into finishing up this first term with strength, but I don't see it. I don't see it. And yeah, I mean, we're just continually rugging right now. That is massive. It feels like this was months ago. This was 5 days ago, guys. We were at 40 grand 5 days ago. And when does it stop? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look at AVAX too. Look at this. Oh my God. Just a rug of immense proportions. The Korean, I think, said 33. Yeah, I can see that. It's about, I bought back here in the 20s. And then I did not hold it all the way to 140, which is terrific. Solana, I think you're going to see probably under $40. I remember when I put this up here. Sorry, let me go back. Not great. It was, in fact, not great. I mean, that was like after the breakdown day. I put that down. Not great. That was the high. It never touched that again after we got that breakdown. So say what you want about the parabolic flip line, which we made a ton of money on. Losing that level, you kind of knew we had some bad shit ahead of us, and it was 100% right. Is there, like, let me throw this out there. Is there any chance that Solana is just like straight up vaporware? Like straight up. Like, I like Solana, but is there a chance it's just like it just doesn't work? Right? Like, did we all just like chug the Kool-Aid on that so hard? Gun to head, where do we bottom, dude? I believe we will hold. Brent, what's up, buddy? I believe we will hold 29 in this down plunge. If I had to bet, I think you'll see this. That's what I think. Live stream capitulation. I think we'll hold 29. get a bounce back up, and then you will see just an absolute face melting breakdown. I mean, you can kind of just do this. Watch. Yeah, you know, something like that. Roughly. Yeah, so I don't think it comes right now. I think there will be a bottom that's put in here shortly, but so much is rugging in so many different places that it's really hard to look at this as anything other than what it is, which is just like a pure breakdown. What's the positive case right now? I mean, you would like to see this area hold. This actually kind of makes sense for the NQ. Yeah, but like, Scoob, if you were to say the bottom is about to happen right now, what's the case that you would even make? You could make a case for right here and for this, that area on the NQ. But the NASDAQ has been awful. Wait, really? Ugh. Fed turns dovish. I mean, maybe that's it too. Maybe this selling and all of this is the market's way to signal that you fucking, this is what's ahead of you if you don't change your ways, and it's gonna get worse, right? And so that gets the Fed to actually turn dovish instead of hawkish. There's the pre-COVID breakout. It was interesting, if you listen to Powell talk, he was like, right now there are essentially 2 job openings for every 1 person looking for a job. So he even kind of said in his press conference, we're going to try to make that 1-to-1. So we're going to try to wreck house a bit so that reaches parity. So where there's only enough jobs for people who are looking for jobs. And that would stop some of the crazy shit that's happening right now in the labor market, where people are getting insane money to switch careers. Yeah, they did. They did. The thing is, like, you could, it doesn't have to be this violent. You could just, you know, move sideways and accomplish the same thing, but. Aldudorino, native UST down to 0.97 on chain, getting me another wild day for lunatics. Dude, that's nuts. That is nuts. I have a buddy that has been working 3 jobs. I have a buddy that's been working 3 jobs. Because they're at home. When did Powell say that about jobs? He said it last week. So the FOMC press conference after their rate decision on Wednesday, last Wednesday, they literally talked about that. Yeah, Shady makes a great point too, because I keep looking at this. There we go. At the mortgage rates. And yeah, we've seen like the shit's not stopping. These are the highest mortgage rates have been since 2010. Hold to the moon Lambos. I'm working 4 jobs. Right. Yeah, I have a buddy that works 3 full-time jobs. 3 full-time jobs. He's like, yeah, it's about 16 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours a week for each one. You know, so combined, I work like, 60 hours a week, which is nuts. And that needs to stop. And like this literally, I mean, this could not be worse. And I don't think this stops anytime soon. Draw a fucking arrow on this. Broke the downtrend, guys. There's the breakout on mortgage rates. You know what? These Data Monkeys, I actually haven't. But I know people have been talking about it. I might have it. I had it on my main page a while ago. Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, I had a nice little run off the bottom there while everybody else was taking a shit from 0.54 up to 0.8. Pretty good. Brian D, Coinbase earnings tomorrow. Did you see what it was like? $80 right now, coin. Ah, that's absurd. Imagine buying the IPO release at $430. There's a lot of stuff that I regret in my life having done or not done. And I would say if I had bought coin at $430 to just watch it go down only forever, I would probably place that among the things that I regret most in my life. Because I mean, look at this thing, just an absolute piece of shit. Not to mention that like Coinbase itself sucks. Like let's call it what it is. Right now, mortgages, we're hammering cash out refis. People are still doing cash out refis. See, that's the thing. So XXT, if that continues to happen, XXT bag has it right. If we continue going, I don't know what the layer is, what the level is to keep that peg, but it could be pretty ridiculous. It could be pretty ridiculous. Where is that what causes the breakdown? It might. It might. These bounces are so weak. It's unreal. It's unreal. There's a BTCD. Yeah. Coco Cortez, how you doing? It's actually holding better than I thought it would be. Yeah. I don't know what you're looking at, Dan, but I do not have the same thing that you do. I mean, are we gonna watch this thing live? Maybe this happens, guys. You guys got any popcorn? Let's all short it together in 3, 2. No. I will say that this was one of the things that stuck out to me the other day. I forget who was tweeting about it. But just the total crypto market cap. Oof, guys. Fuck. We hit $3 trillion in November. We are at 1.43 right now. That is insane. One of the things that stuck out to me as one of the things that is indicative of like, is it capitulation? Are we even there yet? Was earlier Ataxia, and I love Ataxia, but I have no problem saying this because he never watches streams unless he's on it. He was like, well, the thing about crypto is it's more of like a statement if you're in it. I'm like, oh, okay, we're taking small wins now out of like, well, I'm making a statement about who I am. Like, that's why I'm in it. If you're starting to talk that way, that's a whew. $300 and a 300K buying puts in the last week. That's really good. I mean, it's been very obvious along the way. Particularly after this breakdown. I'm so pissed that I wasn't around. In it for the tech, that's right. The thing is, like, it's just who's bidding, right? Who's bidding? There's nothing to stop this until we get to this key area. So I guess however you handle that. You want to try to short it. You want to try to hedge into it, whatever it is. Yeah, there's really no reason. Oh, it's not Sailor. I hope it's not Sailor bidding. Yeah. Not be put a larger target on that guy's back, but I always try to think, let's just go to a lower time frame because while we're just chatting, we can just watch this thing rug. I just try to think about, the 1 minute chart. Fuck it. Let's do it. Go to 5 minutes. 5 minutes better for me. More on brand. I always just think to myself, how bad would things need to get for the Fed to adjust their strategy, right? How bad would they need to get? And if housing market is still doing what it's doing and people are still working multiple jobs, then why? Why would they change their tactics? I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really felt it yet. Like, I have not felt like it's been bad enough yet. Right? Like, every time, if you listen to, by the way, guys, if you ever watched the Jerome Powell pressers, you really, really do have to listen to what he says and like how he words everything. Because all he's been saying is, we think the economy is extremely healthy. We're seeing indicators that, suggest that the US economy can handle this. We're not seeing anything that suggests that the economy is, whatever. So if you don't get the guy being like, things are fucked, they're not going from hawkish to dovish in moments. Last 5 minutes, Matic down 3% and Bitcoin down 2%. So that's where things are. I mean, straight up, guys, we might get this shit live. Why? I mean, it is though, Scoob. Because here's the thing. Here's what I will say. Like, no joke. No joke. There's so many people sitting on the sidelines that it would not take much for like a $6,000 rip. Okay? There wouldn't. The moment you're like, all right, I'm just going to short this thing to shit, is the moment they're going to be like, all right, well, if you thought it, then other people thought it, and let's go. and they'll just jam it right back in your face. You think I'm lying? You know I'm not. I mean, we didn't even have the common decency to make a true H. You know? We just got like this little like, oh, I'm gonna roll over and die now. So yeah, like, I guess the positive is this has been such like a limp dick sell-off that like one thing and we're right back. But that probably is just to punish late shorters and get people to refill. The interesting bit is that VIX is not going that crazy. It's 34.24 right now on the standard market. It's not really that crazy. Yeah, well, bottom shorters generally get, you know, pretty damn crushed. So here's the thing. A lot of you are going to be overcome with the sensation to short, which you perceive to be an easy win. Okay? Don't do that. You want to know why? This is why. Just like when we were here, I was like, I don't know, man. Are you shorting the bottom? And people were like, no, maybe. Yeah, but Scoob, like if you had that thought 7K ago, there is an event that exists that will jam this shit into your face. Like this line, this diagonal, this is a channel bottom on a weekly. That is this. We're essentially to the channel bottom on the weekly if you subscribe to those kind of things. Do I? No. Is it enough for them to fake it and say, yeah, whatever, let's give it a go? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Just to get people to be like, oh God, channel bottom. I told you the whole time. And then jam it back in your face. MACD looks like shit on every time frame. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at the steepness of the selling. Whew. Yeah, just every 2 years. Wouldn't it be funny if... How much longer am I going to stream? Not that much longer. Really, the only thing I wanted you guys to talk about, because everything else is pretty ridiculous. Like, Bitcoin needs to stabilize, Ethereum needs to stabilize before this becomes even something you would consider talking about longing or talking about alt. So like, that's pretty stupid, but it's all about this level right here, this 29K. And so you can choose to play this or not play this and get dicked around or whatever it is. But right now, everything should be eyes on 29K. Brian says, do I think we'll have moving average support? I mean, what moving average? I think the only thing that you should be looking at right now is horizontal support and resistance. That's it. Until otherwise noticed. Until otherwise, you know, notified. Nothing else matters. That's it. 28,876 on the index, 29K for most people. That is all that matters to me. Did it hit the fucking V mid? You sack of shit. Look at that. That's funny. That is funny. For those of you who've been around for a while, I'm not going to explain it right now. But that did kind of look bottom-y. I don't know. I'll wait for Shady to call bottoms now. Shady's pretty good at it. It's not an A-line, no. It's like a pivot turn line. But here's the thing, guys. Like, we've gotten quite a few of these jumps today, and they've all been faded. So if you want to jump in line, you can jump in line. But that's not me. Yeah, no, it's fucked. What the hell did you guys do to the chart? Look at this. You want to talk about something being fucked? Dude, the DeFi perp is down below the lows last summer. I mean, EMA or MA, I personally prefer simple moving averages, but I'm not really a moving average trader, so I don't really care. That's just me. Yeah, so DeFi's dead. It was all a big sham. 29K, guys. That's all I can say to you. I don't. The only way 29K doesn't happen is if you get some sort of front running, and this does not look like the type of environment where you see front running happening. So yeah, I don't see much to suggest that we're gonna get a front run of that area. So make your plan. If you have shit you need to sell and get out of, then do it. If you don't want to, then don't do it. But set your alert here. I'm gonna pop over into the Discord. If you guys want to chat in there for a little while, we can. We actually did it last time I streamed, where anybody who wants to pop into the Discord can come in and ask questions. So Artisan, a couple other people jumped in and asked clarifying points on the stream. What would you do if this, that, or the other? So I'm going to pop in there for 15 minutes and answer any questions in the Discord. And then I'll be back again. I'll stream a couple times this week. I will warn you. One, I'm a lot in cash, not completely, but almost entirely. And two, it's going to be like 80 here all week. So I'm going to be doing a lot of golfing, or at least having meetings outside of my home. On a few things I'm working on, so it's a good time to be out. But come join in the fun in the Discord if you want to. If nobody's there, then I'll just sign off essentially. But come check us out. It should be a good time. Usually get some good answers in there, as usual. This is our outro. 90 seconds, 60 seconds questions in here. Again, go to the Discord. Go to the post-stream Q&A. We'll just chat it up. If other people want to talk and kind of give their opinions in there, it's a wide open room. It's actually quite fun. And we got some pretty good stuff last time we did this. So if you have questions on here, you can do it. But my new method, my new format now is pretty much an hour in here and then 15, 20 minutes in there. Hold on the moon, Lambos. Good seeing you, bruv. Arctic, thank you. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I've been out, but it should be more consistent now since I've been in. Come in and say 0 and leave. Also good. Aquarian's already in the post-stream Q&A, so there's that. Somebody asked about my VPVR settings. I'll give those in there if you guys want to know what those are. Thank you all for coming in, popping by. Really good stuff. See you in the Discord.